In 24 hours' time, the UK government's new policy that applies to dual national is set to kick in. If you know anyone that has young children that have dual national, kindly ensure that they see this video because they may find themselves in a situation where the parent will be given body pass, but the children may be refused to come to the UK. That is how serious this matter is. This is how the newspapers have been reporting it. Dual nationals scramble for British passport as new rules set to kick in on the 25th of this month. Now, this issue is very important because a lot of people from our community, they are still not aware. Stick around. By the time you finish watching this video, you will know everything that you need to know. This is a family. The mom is British. The father is Spanish. They have a British child. They wrote in the independent newspaper saying they are worried that, unlike in the past, where their little girl Alicia used to be able to come to the UK easily, with these new changes that the government has just announced, which is set to kick in, the young child may find it difficult returning back to the UK as unlike in the past. Now, why does this story matter to anyone that has British passport? Children could be stopped from returning home. Family may miss urgent moment if they are not aware of this rule. One simple mistake can cancel the entire trip. And also, parents may face new travel risk, and travel freedom can change suddenly due to this change. Some people have said to the government, especially a group of MP from the Liberal Democrat, they have said to the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary, they said, pause this policy because we need to do a lot of work educating our people. They said a letter to Shabana Mahmood describing this control that it could block British dual national, who most of them are likely to be from migrant community. They may be stopped from returning from the country that they call their home. They've appealed to the Home Secretary. They say, pause this, don't do this, let us do some groundwork. The letter that was written to the MP is what you're seeing here. He said, I would like to express my grave concern regarding the changes to the entry requirement for British dual national. They have appealed, but the Home Secretary and the Prime Minister have said, no, the change is fixed. There is nothing you can do. It's going ahead. Now, this is something that a lot of people are saying that they are not aware of this. Children are most vulnerable because if you make them wrong, if you make mistake, the new powers have been given to airlines now. Unlike in the past, where airline cannot stop a British citizen from returning back to their home country, now airline may stop you if you make one simple mistake. That is how this issue is so important. What are the things that you need to do when you have British passport, you live abroad? Especially a lot of people who live abroad, who their passport have expired, their children's passport have expired. We have some people whose children, the parents might be living in the UK, but the children, they're spending time with their home country maybe for different reasons, and the passport expired there. In the past, with your British passport, you get on the go, you can get on a plane as long as you find your way back to the UK, and even if you do not have British passport, if you have something that you can use to get into the plane, you can easily come back home as long as you can prove at the airport that you are British. Say, for instance, you have European ID card, for instance. You're coming back to the UK, you have British and Belgian citizenship, for example. You're coming back. It's your European ID card in the past, you can come back. Now you won't be able to do that if you are a British. The same applies for Ghanaian, Nigerian child who is returning back to the UK. They have proof of ID. They managed to get into the plane. In the past, it's not a problem. They'll be able to move. But now you must have a certificate. And that certificate is called a certificate of entitlement. It's like the old right of above, which they used to put on your passport. In order for you to get it, it's not free. It will cost you only £589 for you to process that on your child's passport when they are returning back to the UK. If their passport is expired, or if they do not have a UK passport, either the passport is stolen or damaged and they need to return back to the UK urgently, this is something that they must do. Around 1.2 million dual national could be impacted, and most of these people are from immigrant community, and most of these people are people that live outside the UK and they are not aware of this. This is why this is so important, because we only have less than 24 hours for these changes to come in. The government said the changes is aimed at reducing identity ambiguity. They also said that they are modernizing their security to make sure that they can capture the numbers of people that are coming in. And this is in line with their e-visa policy. They said aim border control with digital immigration reform. That's Madam Mahmood said. However, a group of lawyers, they have said to the government that it is inconsistent. Why are you giving the airlines more powers, while the advocacy group has said this is going to discriminate against people from minority community by this chance? While experts are now advising some people need to book one-way ticket because getting back to the country might be challenging, that coming back is not as easy as it used to be in the past. However, people are saying that this is something that can be managed. You just need to be prepared. Make sure your children, when you take them abroad, make sure their passport is still valid. Also, make sure that as a parent, you have to do all the due diligence, because bringing your child back to the UK, the responsibility falls with you as a parent. The government said that they are prioritizing control over flexibility. You can come to the UK if you are dual national, but you have to make sure that your child has a valid British passport. If the child doesn't have a valid British passport, or the passport is lost, stolen, the child has one option, which is to get the certificate of death declaration, which I talked about. What are the implications of this policy? Because there are a lot of people from our community. Some of them spend more time abroad. Their passport is expired. They still want to return back to the UK. In the past, not a problem. Now, with this one, immigration rule can change suddenly without wide notice. Holding dual national passport now requires stricter documentation. Travel right increase depends on correct passport. Administrative delay can disrupt urgent family travel. Staying informed becomes essential for migrant and family due to these changes that are coming up now. What are the views of people online to this story? This gentleman said, my son has got caught up in this. He applied to renew his UK passport in November. He's still sitting there despite numerous phone calls. He's supposed to be visiting me in March. While this person said, is it just me? You are a dual national holder and you want to visit one country. It is too much for you to make sure that your passport is still valid. While this lady said, would you also like to say that this has been very poorly communicated. My British parents have not had British passport for years. While they are going through the process of getting new ones, what happens if they need to come over to the UK if for death of family? So that's a very good question. In a case like that, the only way for them to come is to get certificate of declaration, which will cost them only £589. They will need that. If they don't have it, arios, they will not be able to return back to their home country again. What is your view? Do you think this is a fair move? Some people said people from minority community, they are likely to be disproportionately affected. Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share this video with anyone that has young children. Tell them when they are going out of the UK, they have to make sure that they check the validity of their passport. If they don't, they may be stuck abroad for a long time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. On the 22nd of March, that is when the UK government is set to announce their plan regarding extending indefinite leave to remain, whether it's going to be 5 or 15 or 10 years. As soon as we have an update, this is the first place that you hear from. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing. I'll see you soon.